Hey guys, I'm Tori Golden and I did my best practice project on a token economy. So, what is a token economy and what does it do? A token economy is used to increase desirable behavior and to decrease undesirable behavior. A token economy is essentially a way to reward students for their good behavior by giving them points, stars, check marks, tickets, tokens, or any other type of visual for students to exchange for a prize or for something that they want to receive. I know a lot of teachers tend to do money economies, which is basically the same concept, just using money and having students show their good behavior to earn money. And then if they don't show good behavior or they forget to do a homework assignment or something that they were supposed to do, they take money away. So it's very, very similar. The system allows the students to hold themselves accountable for their own behavior, but it also allows them to track the behavior themselves. What students can benefit from a token economy? The token economy can be used for a whole general education class and can benefit any student by teaching them accountability and appropriate behavior in the classroom. This system can be used for students who do not respond well to normal behavioral techniques. So, if a student doesn't respond well to flipping a card or changing their color or moving their pin, this might be a good system to put into place just to see if it works. This system helps students with behavioral challenges by reminding them what is expected, reminding them as to why they are doing what they are doing, because you need to give a children the reason why they need to show appropriate behavior for them to do so and to understand what they are being asked to do. This also allows them to prove themselves. They can show appropriate behavior by giving them rewards. I know a lot of students, some who may struggle with academics, but this is a way that they can be vocally praised, but also be praised by giving them an actual tangible reward to either move or to have to exchange later for another prize. This system can also be used with students who have learning disabilities or hyperactivity. I think this gives them also a sense that maybe just because I struggle with reading or I struggle with staying in my seat doesn't mean that they can't earn these points for doing what they're supposed to be doing and for showing good behavior. This is also useful in different settings too. I know if you communicate with different teachers or you communicate with different adults that are with them throughout the day and tell them that you have this token economy and explain to them what it is and how you utilize it in your classroom, they can come on board and help you. So whatever they do in that gym classroom can totally be reflected in your classroom as well. So if they aren't on task in that classroom, then they aren't in task on your classroom. So guess what? They should probably get a ticket removed. Or if they are showing awesome behavior, they should get a ticket just because they were doing the awesome behavior within that gym classroom. So no matter what, they are being held accountable in every setting of the school day. This can be used for students who may show great behavior in the classroom, but also act out during recess and lunch. I think this is a really important time for them to be taught good manners because this is not academics. This is aspects of life that they need to learn. It holds them accountable during the day and different times. So this is very, very helpful. What is needed for a token economy? For a token economy, teachers can use many different objects to represent the tokens. This can be anything such as a check mark, stars with stickers or marbles or money or even just a ticket. The other portion of a token economy is the strong structure of how the economy is represented. This can be where the students can see the class behavior and keep themselves accountable for that behavior. You may also have to ensure that your system cannot be something that students can change at home. So if you are doing a punch card or something that is able to transfer to and from the classroom, you need to make sure that it's not something that they specifically can do at home so they're not exactly cheating themselves out of that good behavior. So I put some pictures on here just to show different ways you can utilize these systems in your classroom. In the top right corner, there's a picture of a punch card. And in the punch card, it's basically if a student does something good, the teacher will come around and punch their card. If they do their homework on time, they will punch the card. And to help make sure that the students will not counterfeit this would be for the teacher to maybe sign her signature or to have the students write their name on it and then she collects them and keeps them with her. This is another easy way, but I personally like tangible items that I can hold and move and see how things work. So for some students, this might not be necessarily getting a reward or earning something to get a reward. So I personally would rather have something more tangible to use. Another one that I thought was really neat is on the left-hand side is I can earn a penny by. Pennies are things that people typically don't use, and these are great this is a great way to utilize them, especially because we have them laying around the house, but nobody actually uses them. The penny system is just like basically the punch system or anything else. If they are on task and they are helping a friend or making good decisions or showing respect, they will receive a penny. This penny thing also has a two other parts to it, and it's basically losing a penny and gaining a penny for another person. And I really, really like it, but I think for the students, it will get a little confusing, and it's kind of hard to make sure that counterfeit doesn't happen. Another thing that I thought was very useful was this Class Dojo version of it. I know a lot of teachers use Class Dojo and they use it in their classroom, and the parents are able to check up on those points and see how things are. So this is really neat because this goes by the points that you earn during Class Dojo. It's really easy for the teachers to take the points, so it's going to be even easier for the teachers to look at the points and see how many points each student has. In this chart on the bottom left, it is a basically just like a I guess it's like a holder to put prizes in. So each one is divided into different levels of the amount of points that the students receive that week. So this is really neat because the students can gain the behavior points throughout the week, and at the end of the week they can pick their prize. I also thought on the right this was really neat. This is a ways to fill a bucket way of doing a token economy. Basically, if the student is on task and doing what they're supposed to be doing, they could take a piece of popcorn and put it in their bucket to fill it. And whenever their bucket is full, that's when they receive that prize. This is also really awesome because it has specifically the rules lined right above that whole area, which is great for the students to be able to come back and look at for future references. So the procedure for a token economy has 10 different steps. The first step, select the behaviors rewarded. So what behaviors are you trying to reinforce and what behaviors do you want to keep on seeing? This is where you as the teacher will figure out what behaviors you want to be rewarded. Obviously, there's different things for each class, but you want to make them as positive as possible. So number 2, say the desired behaviors in specific and observable terms. This is to be positively vocalized to the students. It is essential for them to know and read the behaviors in a positive way. You want them to see that you can do this and you can do that, but not listed as what not to do. You do not want them to see, oh, you should not do this. You cannot do this. You want to see you can listen while talking to your teacher. Like just like stuff like that. Like you want them to can. You want the can. You do not want the cannot. So number 3, decide how you will measure the behaviors. How will this be done? Will it be done by time? Will it be done by percentage? How often will the students show the behavior? I know a lot of teachers will be like, oh, they were on task for 45 minutes, so they're going to get $3 in the money economy that we're using. So that's just how you can do it by time. Step number 4, decide where to monitor the behaviors. Just like we were just talking about, it can either be inside the classroom, it can be outside the classroom, during lunch and recess, during special, whenever that behavior wants to be monitored, that's what you're deciding. Step number 5, select the initial reinforcer that is easy to administer. So when you're looking at what to give the students to hold accountable, that's what you're talking about here. What would you like to use? Tokens, tickets, marbles. You can use anything here. And how can you assure that the students will not counterfeit them or steal them from other students? Number 7, select your backup reinforcers. So have the students give ideas to tell you what they would like to work towards. Students are different in every classroom, so every year this is going to be different. Your first year students might want to work towards more likely to have lunch with the teacher or to have that extra 5 minutes of recess. So you want to see what they want to earn, not what you want them to earn, because obviously not every student is going to want 5 minutes of extra computer time. So this is where they will help you get feedback, and this is where this will be put into place. Number 7, place a price on your backup reinforcers. So make sure there's a visual or a tangible item that they can constantly see what they're working towards and how many tokens they are needed to receive the award. Number 8, place a value on tokens and give the tokens a value that is worth more now than in the future. So you can change this as children begin showing great behavior. So if you're having the students gain a lot of marbles and then you find that it's really, really easy for them to gain these marbles, maybe you need to boost up the amount of marbles that they need to receive to get that prize. And that's okay because that just shows that their behavior is excelling. And eventually you might not need to use this system anymore with that student. Start your program. Explain to the students that this is the system and they need to understand it on their terms. So when you explain it, you may have to explain it in like a more of a kid-friendly version if you're speaking to the younger students. But if you're speaking with the older students, it's very easy for them to understand. Number 10, Periodically modify your system to wean your students from the token economy. So, like we were just saying, if they are understanding it and they are catching on to the behavior the way they're supposed to be acting, maybe you don't need that to be a thing anymore because then you're just giving marbles out for things that they know they should be doing, and it's not going to change if you give them or if you don't give them that marble. So for your questions, I'm going to go through them a little bit, but I'm not going to give you any examples or anything. So for number one, list the steps and describe how you would use each step in your specific classroom. So essentially take the procedures and just use them in your own classroom in your mind. Like virtually, what would you put in your classroom using these procedures? Number two, look at how the system is implemented. What is the strength and a weakness of the system? Number three, if you have a student in your classroom that does not respect the system and does not use correct classroom behavior, what can you do to change that system to make it work? Every system has its faults and its strengths. So this is basically take the system and change it to where it may be better for your classroom, or it may make it a stronger system, or it may make it a system that you wouldn't even want to utilize. So what would you like to do, and how can you correct this system if you have a student that does not particularly like it? So thank you for listening. I did my project on the token economy. So if you all like to use it in your classroom, I think it's a great system as well. So thank you for listening.